Gerulaitis. And Vitas was very quick to seize on that opportunity when McEnroe did not follow his second serve to the net.
30-40.
Met manager Joe Torre in the white sweater, sitting next to Met announcer Bob Murphy. Their activity is over for the day. They were playing over at Shea Stadium earlier.
Crowd
year for Joe.
Excuse me, Pat. Sure has been. Crowd's starting to get in this a little bit, starting to cheer for one and then the other. Good return by Gerulaitis.
5-all first set.
Quiet.
Unhappy
Quiet,
John
please.
McEnroe.
Thank you.
And Pat, this still has to be very difficult light for both these players. It is not dark enough for the lights to take effect, and I might mention that they have increased the capacity of these lights by 50% over last year.
Great hit.
Got it again. And he hits it long. Super point. Take another look. Now it looks like McEnroe is going to fall into the flowers, but he recovers. Vitas hit it right up the middle of the court.
15-11.
This is a terrific shot to get that ball low. And now John says, I'm going for it. And he hit it over the baseline. So it is 15-love. If we get to 6-all, we play the 12-point tiebreaker.
Double fault number 4 by Gerulaitis.
Second service.
Almost served his 5th double fault. When he pulls that toss back and moves underneath the ball too far, he gets a lot of spin, but no pace, no bite on it.
15-30.
He did serve his 5th double fault.
And this is when he better take a little off that first serve and spin it and get one in.
We're back for the towel.
Shows the condition these guys are in after that long rally a while ago. McEnroe must have done about 4 20-yard sprints. He wasn't even breathing heavy after it.
McEnroe gets a look at another second serve.
Well, Gerulaitis gets to the net in a hurry.
Well, he did there, and McEnroe just sort of blocked underneath the ball. There is Chris up in the back watching. I was really impressed with her, as I always have been. She handled herself so well. I'm sure she's very disappointed at not winning.
Of course, she lost earlier today in the event. You might have joined us late. She lost to Tracy Austin in the women's finals, 6-4, 6-3.
It's out, and it's break point for McEnroe.
30-40.
This is a pretty important game, I think. Although it's only early in the match, it's 5-all in the first set. Gerulaitis has just broken back McEnroe's service in the last game, so he needs desperately to hang on to this.
Now let's see if McEnroe steps in and tries to go over it. Hit topspin on the return, or he tries to block it back softly. Topspin. The ball dipped down on Gerulaitis, and McEnroe has broken serve.
McEnroe, 6-5 serving. First set. Asking for the crowd to be seated and settle down. And still waiting. Earlier today, Bob Hewitt and Greer Stevens won the mixed doubles championship. over through McMillan and Betty Stova. Scores were 6-3 and 7-5, so we congratulate them.
That was a bad approach shot from Vitas after he played a tremendous rally.
15 love.
He hit it with topspin and it just landed halfway down the court.
Another championship decided, Pat. Betty Stove and Wendy Turnbull won the women's doubles from Billie Jean King and Martina Navratilova 7-5, 6-3. So we salute those ladies.
30 love.
That was last night. Second ace from McEnroe.
McEnroe serving about 67% of his first serves into only 46 for Gerulaitis. And it's triple set point for McEnroe.
Set McEnroe, 7 games to 5.
It's out.
15 love.
Is that some sight?
I guess you'd call that sunset over the Big Apple, wouldn't you?
You could. That's the upper half of the Big Apple.
I got that line from our director,
Bob Daly.
Good shot.
That's always the
13
intent
love.
when you make that chip, as the sun is still setting. Get that ball down low. But if you float that ball and it stays up a little bit, these guys are so quick they'll close in fast.
40 love.
No.
McEnroe has missed 2 forehands this game that really had choices where he'd like to hit it, where he could hit it. Overplayed both of them.
You could say that when he gets a short ball
40,
on
15.
his backhand side, Tony, he is sort of decisive.
Yeah, he went after those two with a little bit of authority.
That last backhand from the short ball was a super shot. Perfect example of how to put away the short ball.
Game Gerulaitis.
Vitas Gerulaitis wins the first game of the second set. Doubles finals were played last night. Betty Stova, Wendy Turnbull beat Billie Jean King and Martina Navratilova 7-5, 6-3. McEnroe serving
15
to
love.
Gerulaitis at love 1, second set. Third ace for John. Gerulaitis has 1.
Gerulaitis has also served 5 double faults so far. That's not good.
Oh, that's good.
Vitas has had some success with the lob so far. And if I was him, I'd be putting up a few more lobs after the first volley that McEnroe hits. He does get pretty close to the net after the first volley.
First serve called a fault. Missed up the middle.
That's the second double fault for McEnroe. I think he still was concerned about the first one, which he obviously thought was good.
That's a good lesson. You know, it's history. Might as well forget about it because it ends up costing you more dearly.
Double fault didn't hurt him that much. If you're going to serve a double fault, you might as well do it at 40 love.
Game McEnroe.
Good
He'll
volley.
try him from
15
anywhere.
love.
That's a good volley by Vitas.
Sure was, and I think that's the type of volleys he has to start hitting a bit more decision in his volleys.
Good rifle at
15
return.
all.
Yeah, I was just thinking, then McEnroe hits one like that at you. Doesn't give you time to do anything.
Hard to be very decisive, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's right. When you're just trying to reach it.
I think if he's going to go to the forehand sometimes on the serve, he's got to go tighter into the body. It's another example of
15,
serving
30.
a little wide on the forehand, and once he has swinging room, he just plays it too good.
Hit it. 30 all.
Hit it.
He did
Screamed
hit it.
out, hit it, yeah. I didn't think he could hit it much harder than that.
Probably forgot the last word. Hit it over.
Very important stage of the match now for Vitas.
Didn't come
40,
over.
30.
If Vitas gets behind a service break early in this second set, it's going to be hard for him to use any tactics. He's just going to have to try and hang in there and break back the best way he can.
This was a stage of the first set when McEnroe broke 1-all.
When you lose an early break in a set, you're just playing catch up the rest of the set.
Two in a row. McEnroe's balls hit the tape and fell back.
McEnroe and Gerulaitis in the men's finals. McEnroe serving in the second set at 1-2. He won the first set 7-5.
Vitas is starting to return serve a little better now, especially off the backhand side.
That's what he did against Tanner.
Yeah, he slowly got into it, and it would have helped him having played Tanner, a left-hander, in the semi-finals, having a good look at a left-hander's serve.
Some people say you don't see Tanner serve, even when you look.
Well, he saw a lot of them yesterday because Tanner only got in, what, 49% of first serves.
Those of you who've been watching Dallas and San Francisco, welcome to the finals of the U.S. Open. John McEnroe just put away that volley, and it's 30 love.
Did my Cowboys win?
Dallas won 21-13. Does that make you happy?
Yeah, well, I'll be there at the Super Bowl.
Look where he was to make that volley.
Like, it's another decisive shot, Tony.
Yeah, you'll see it. Good serve. McEnroe's going to have to put on the brakes to keep from running into the net after he whacks that volley. Look how close he is. Of course, that was all set up with a good first serve. Vitas did a good job just to get it back in play.
It's 40 love now. Second serve from McEnroe.
McEnroe. New ball, please. 2 2 games all.
Tony, there's been a lot during these championships, a lot of controversy of, you know, gamesmanship and everything like that, sort of bad sports or something on the court, but these two guys are carrying on pretty well. They're very good friends. Not only they come from the same part of New York, but they both have a condominium at the same development down in Florida. So they, in their time off, they go and practice together and party together or whatever athletes do in their time off.
That's a fair description, I think.
Good return.
15.
Also, John, they'll be teammates next week on the Davis Cup team in the United States against Argentina. I don't think they're thinking about that at the moment, though, do you?
No, you know, when you get into a match, no matter what round it is or how important the event, you say, I just want to win it.
All.
McEnroe's shot was out, and it's 15 all. Looked like McEnroe's lob hit right on the baseline.
15-30.
You know, we talk to players who work with people. You take another look here, this top spin lob. See him whip up back that ball. They hit right smack on the line. Gerulaitis now ran right at the ball, and you see he has to make sort of an unnatural flick at the ball and did not hit that good lob. If you get to the side of it, you can make a stroke. And it's 15-30, and now double break point for McEnroe. 15-40.
Well, he went for it, but just missed. I was wondering whether he'd go for a big one then or try to just make sure he got the first serve in.
Good hustle by McEnroe, who ends up almost in the first row, right next to his parents. Dad in those flashy green pants giving him a hand. There's a super get right there. Now McEnroe guesses right. He has another chance. Didn't get it up very high, and it was short. Look at this now. He almost got to it.
He had to jump up in the air so high because he was about to run into the plants. Huh?
This is back live. Still break point. And McEnroe has broken serve and leads 3-2.
Umpire asking the crowd to settle down. It'll take a minute for that. For some reason, they were all up and stirring, or it seemed like it.
Well, you know, Pat, when they go out to get a drink or whatever, they're held up and they get pretty big crowds at each entry or exit, and it takes a little time for them to get up and get into their seats.
McEnroe serving at 3-2 in the second set. He won the first one 7-5.
McEnroe guessed right, or his anticipation was excellent.
What you got to do when you get in tight on the net and someone's going to make a passing shot, look closely at their racket as they're about to come into hitting the ball. It'll give you a little clue as to whether they're going down the line or cross court.
That's that wide serve again that pulls you out of position.
Good second serve.
Kicked that one out and away on the forehand side.
it was a good time to do it too, because it was 30 love. He could take a bit of a risk on the serve, but it was a warning to Vitas, don't start crowding in and getting ready for your backhand, because I can go to the forehand just as easy. Makes the receiver a little unsteady.
Missed it. I couldn't tell whether he was trying to go back down the line with a volley.
40-15.
Or try to pop the lob over his head.
Whatever it was, he is disgusted with himself at the moment.
The thing is, Pat, he only plays his bad points when he's ahead 40 love.
Double false at 40
That's right.
love.
Yeah. Which is, I guess, exactly the way you should play it.
Game, McEnroe. 15 love.
That's a good volley. What you got to do with a volley, put it away.
30
Don't
love.
give him another hit at it.
He looks like he's upset all the time.
And most of the time it is with himself if he misses a ball or doesn't hit it the way he wants to.
Great return.
And good get by Gerulaitis, who gave McEnroe an extra long stare. See Vitas having to retreat. Looks like McEnroe's going to drive the ball. He tries a drop shot. Now McEnroe came in. Gerulaitis made the good play up the line. Come back live at 40 love. Gerulaitis serving 2-4, second set.
Game, Gerulaitis.
Service ace.
Good serve by McEnroe.
15 love.
Has a service break. Serving at 4-3 in the second set.
Could be that Nasty's going after a new image. Clean guy image.
Somehow I doubt it.
He's got to stop just pushing that service return back. He's starting to block it, playing too defensive. When somebody comes into the net as fast as McEnroe does behind his serve, you've got to do more with your return of serve.
Looked like he got jammed pretty badly that time. Nick got trapped in that serve sliding into his forehand side.
I think it's his footwork, though, the same as he was doing against Tanner yesterday. A little slow on the feet, not moving into position quick enough. It was a second serve. It shouldn't have been that tough.
Wide.
40 love.
Vitas starting to talk to himself a little bit, admonish himself, trying to get going.
Oh, that was so good.
That was a good return by Gerulaitis.
40-15.
out.
40-30.
Crowd trying to spur Vitas on, but a couple of good returns the last few points, and McEnroe might try to break that pattern of good backhand returns up, going down the center or into the forehand.
First service.
Called the let. Got a lot of officials in the stands, don't we?
Yeah.
This holds almost 19,000 people. And you got people up there in Peanut Heaven whistling about a call way back in another corner. Gives you an idea of how far away some of the people are. Made it. So from 40 love, it's to DEUCE.
Well, that one didn't have that much pace on it. He went for a real breaker, but it didn't break far
DEUCE.
enough. That's 3 good backhand returns from Vitas. Vitas must be thinking to himself, this guy's got to go to my forehand.
Quiet.
McEnroe 4-3, a break up.
Said something as somebody up in the stands sounded like, stop that, he's starting to move.
You understand? Just, I don't want the movie cameras rolling. I want the pictures taken. That's it.
Asking that the movie cameras not roll while he's serving. He can hear the whir of the
Will
cameras.
the referee take care of that, please?
Umpire asked the referee to please take care of that.
Not
Be a
the
tough
time to
second
ask for it to be stopped when you deuce and have a second serve to come. Boy, that's a bad return. He didn't even move his feet, just stretched out to the ball,
Advantage,
breaking away
McEnroe.
from him. Looked like he still had that chewing gum on his feet.
I think that's tension.
It's tension, definitely, yeah, because I know he can return better than that. That was not a deep second serve. It was short. It's got to be more aggressive.
McEnroe seldom looks up. He's always looking down at the ground. Upset with that call now.
Game McEnroe.
Gerulaitis serving at 3-5.
Those sort of interruptions don't seem to upset McEnroe, but it's pretty hard on your opponent.
15 love.
Looked like John thought so much about the skies that time he forgot to make the shot.
Well, that's really court coverage, isn't it?
Wow.
McEnroe makes the next shot, a little backhand flick. He starts forward immediately.
15 all.
Looks like he's going to lob. Now watch him start hustling right away, anticipating this. Now, where is he going to hit that shot? Pretty tough to tell. Gerulaitis couldn't tell in time, couldn't get it back. So we come back live at 15 all. It's out.
Shaky forehand volley.
15-30.
Really pushed that one.
It's wide. Double set point for McEnroe.
15-40.
Another bad volley, Tony, too. He just seems to go down to that ball and doesn't play the proper stroke at it. It's just a push.
It returns off of second serves, which are always going to be tougher to handle.
First serve.
Wide.
13-40.
McEnroe trying to take advantage of second serve by stepping in, trying to drive it. His shot was high. Still set point. That missed by a lot.
See how much this one misses by. Good second serve.
Game and second set.
McEnroe got a balloon coming down towards McEnroe. I don't think John knows it yet. I don't know that there are any secret messages in there. McEnroe getting 61% of his serves in, so that's dropped
Quiet,
off
please.
somewhat.
Thank you.
Gerulaitis up to 51%. Gerulaitis has made more unforced errors at 21-14 for McEnroe. McEnroe mishit the first overhead, but it stayed in.
Well, Vitas has got the job ahead of him now, and there's two things, as far as I can see, that he has to start doing a lot better, and that is getting a higher number of first serves into play and also hitting his returns with more aggression. Returns of serve.
Take a few more chances on the return.
No use just getting the returner serve back into play all the time if the other guy's volleying real well and coming to the net fast. You have to do a little more.
Good stop.
Good volley.
But that return once again was above net height.
You know, Vitas doesn't go over the backhand very often, so he sort of drives straight through it or chips it. And it's pretty tough to get that ball down low.
I think this is the fourth service game in a row. McEnroe has got to 40 love before Vitas has won a point.
That's correct.
So it sort of tells a story, really. Vitas playing catch-up throughout the match, losing early breaks in the first set and the second set, and having to fight back all the time.
Game McEnroe.
McEnroe wins the first game of the third set.
Gerulaitis serving 15 love, second game of the third set. Set score is love 1. McEnroe won the first set. There is John, 7-5, 6-3. Gerulaitis serving.
serve? You thought...
That's Frank Hammond on that service line who called that double fault. And that's the 6th for Gerulaitis. Vitas asked the umpire if he saw it. The umpire said, yeah, I thought it was out. That's extra good return by McEnroe.
15-30.
Just can't buy a first serve at the moment.
Oh, another fine return. Wow.
And double break point for McEnroe.
Well, unless he starts getting that first serve in, he can kiss this goodbye, I think. Can't get none out of 4 or 1 out of 4 into play against the guy that returns this well. Watch McEnroe again, and it's a step into this second serve.
Game
double
McEnroe.
fault. Number 7
He
by
leads 2
Gerulaitis.
games.
2-love in the 3rd. So
Quiet, please. Thank you.
Gerulaitis putting himself in difficulty early.
We keep mentioning serving percentages, Tony, and they should be looking for around 70% to give the fans an idea of. When we talk about Vitas, he must be something around 50% of first serves now, and so he's way below what he should be.
Exactly 50% for Vitas and 62% for McEnroe.
And you want to be 70, you say, John?
You should be trying to get around 70% in, yeah, Pat. That's a nice safe percentage.
You're trying 100, but you know it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's true. We get that information from a young fellow named Dewey Blanton of the ATP staff. We appreciate it very much, Dewey.
He's done a super job for us.
30 love.
This is just about the stage that Gerulaitis was in against Tanner. It looked like he was about down and out.
I think he may be a little deep today, Tony.
Fought his way out, 1 in 5. You can't count Goldilocks out. A lot of concentration by both players.
Awfully good serve from McEnroe. Bartow.
15 all.
Well, the following week after Davis Cup, Jack Kramer is underwriting a tournament in Los Angeles to try to keep the event alive in LA, and they've got Nastase and McEnroe entered, and
That'll keep it alive.
Well, we hope so, and hope a lot of people in the LA area will support the event, Pauley Pavilion, so that they can keep a major event in a major city of Los Angeles. Awful courageous thing for Jack Kramer to do.
15-30.
You'll see how a player gets moved out of position at the net. And again, not a good volley by Vitas. There's no way he could recover and get back to the opening.
He tried to hit that volley cross court, mishit it back down the line, straight to McEnroe.
15-30.
30 all.
We were commenting at the beginning of this match that we were wondering and I think so were the players. Who would the crowd root for? And I really don't think they've taken sides. It's been sort of a subdued final. Oh, what a return.
Holy Moses, and it's break point. That was some shot.
That was unbelievable.
30,
What a
40.
super return.
This could be just about the last nail in the coffin for Gerulaitis if McEnroe can win this point. He missed it.
Boy, but did he go for it?
And I think he knew how important that point was. Might have gotten up that ball a little bit more quickly, Nuke. Get that ball a little higher on the bounce.
Yeah, he was really setting up for it. Hit it as hard as he could across court.
And again, break point for
Advantage,
McEnroe.
McEnroe.
And that was another bad volley from Vitas. That ball was above net height. Should never have missed it.
He's under pressure now, let's face it. McEnroe guessed right. Tried to go up the line with it. Vitas was there.
DEUCE.
That's a good lesson for the everyday player. You hit a bad shot, don't quit. Wait and guess and go one way or the other. Get your racket ready. If it comes, be ready for it.
First service.
You can steal one once in a while that way.
All you got to do is run and hit the ball like McEnroe. It's easy.
And beat 20.
That's right. That sure helps, I tell you.
The third time it's break point McEnroe.
Advantage, McEnroe.
Gets really stiff on the backhand drive. Vitas does, Tony. When he gets under pressure like this, he sort of stiffens up, not flexible enough, not enough wrist in the shot.
Tried to drive that one with a little topspin up the line, has caught the tape. Just wide. He's just shaking his head at himself. He'd like to have made that one.
First service.
If he has a problem, that might be it. He's just a little too tough on himself. He hadn't got many, obviously.
Seems to help his concentration.
That one just missed. So now
Advantage, Gerulaitis.
Gerulaitis has the advantage. If Vitas wins, just holds on here, it could be a tougher game for McEnroe to win. Listen to the crowd.
Crowd really trying to egg him on. I think they'll give him a big cheer if he wins this point.
Let me know.
And Gerulaitis. New balls, please.
McEnroe serving, or will serve, with new balls now.
He's got to really concentrate not to let down after letting that opportunity get away.
Quietly.
Yeah, this is where Tanner stood yesterday and couldn't put his man away. Played a couple of loose games and let Vitas back in.
15-love. Love.
Show you the strength that of McEnroe's serve and volleying game today. I think, and I'm I'm just trying to remember back here that Vitas has only played 2 passing shots. 2 that have got straight past McEnroe. And I don't think he's made a passing shot off the backhand.
Good.
Better return.
30-15.
Vitas Gerulaitis against John McEnroe, 20 years old. U.S. Open Championship. Pat Summerall with Tony Trabert and John Newcomb.
Vitas tried to go right at McEnroe.
40-15.
I didn't think that was the right shot, did you, Tony? He was so far, ball was so close to the ground. He was very close to the net, and he tried to drive it hard.
Yeah, it's tough. Pat, I'm going to put something on you. Tracy Austin is the youngest woman ever to win this championship. Who's the youngest man that ever won it?
You think I don't know, don't you?
I'm sure you do. You do your homework.
1890, Oliver Campbell, 18 years old.
How did he play? Were you there?
Topspin backhand and rocket serve.
That's the 3rd double fault by McEnroe.
McEnroe has been most impressive in his quest for the U.S. Open Championship.
15 love. Correction. Second service.
First serve is a fault.
The umpire did not hear the call.
He called a fault.
McEnroe just waited to see which way Vitas was going to go, and he went the opposite direction.
Talking about that youngest champion and the man who won in 1890, Campbell, Oliver Campbell. I'll get more into that in just a minute.
15-all.
Pancho Gonzalez won it in 1948 at the age of 20. Gonzalez was 3 weeks younger when he won than McEnroe is now. McEnroe then, if he wins, would be the youngest since Gonzalez in 1948.
Well, tried to lob over Gerulaitis' head. Set it up just about right for Vitas.
Crowd not at all happy with call on that serve and several later points.
40-15.
You know, Pat, I think it's a good time to make the comment that from what we've seen, the officiating in general has been outstanding. It's a thankless job. And I'm also very impressed with the job that the ball boys and ball girls have done. They have hustled. They've done just an extra good job.
Is it fair, Tony, to say the same thing about officials in tennis that we try to say in football, that if they're doing a good job, you don't notice them?
Yes, I think that's basically true.
If you got into a thanking procedure, it would be difficult to thank all the people that are responsible for doing such a good job and putting on such a great event this is, but there are three that we want to mention particularly.
Fine return off the second serve by McEnroe and gets it to DEUCE.
Bill Talbert, of course, has done his usual good job as the tournament director.
Mike Blanchard, tournament referee. Bob Howe, who does all the scheduling. Monumental job. Out.
Also, Tony Hester, the man who was most responsible for building this National Tennis Center, or seeing that it got done.
Right, he got the keys to the city from the mayor earlier today for keeping the U.S. Open here in New York.
Joe Carrico, the head of the USTA.
Joe's been an awfully good friend of mine too, Pat. He's running the Davis Cup committee and is very, very interested and involved in Davis Cup.
And all the staffs that help those people too.
Give you an idea of the difference between the first and second serve. Yesterday we were timing Tanner's first and second serves, and his first serve was coming in around 115 miles per hour. His second serve was going at 75 miles per hour, so that's why it's easier to make a good return off the second serve.
And of course the players spin that second serve to get more safety over the net so they don't serve more double faults. McEnroe read that ball coming cross court. Got there very early, but missed the forehand up the line. Vitas struggling to hang on. Out. So after one big struggle, Gerulaitis has held his serve.
McEnroe leads 4 games to 2.
How about credit to the guys who drive us night after night and day after day, like producer Frank Chukinian and director Bob Daly and Bob Rowe. I don't know how they do what they do in that truck.
I don't either. They get here a lot earlier than we do.
I guess it's no wonder they're grumpy.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We'll probably hear about that.
Well, all I can say is thank you to the whole technical crew. That the long hours.
It's too bad we can't show everybody out there some of the fonts that are put up.
And hear some of the comments. It is almost an unbelievable task for them.
Starting to look like an unbelievable task for Gerulaitis.
A lot of power going into those first serves now. He's really shooting them in.
And with some spin, Nuke, that thing really scoots. It accelerates after it hits this surface. Out, a super save by McEnroe. You want to see some athletic ability. Watch McEnroe.
40 love.
Just about falling down. He ends up hitting a drop volley. Vitas got to it, but hit it wide. And we come back live at 40 love. McEnroe trying to stretch his lead to 5-2 in his third set, and he's won the first two sets, 7-5, 6-3. It's out.
40-15.
It's about the second loose volley that I've seen him hit. He hit one to lose his serve in the first set. And that one there, and that's not very many.
But Nuke, it's that same situation that you spoke about before.
He's
It's 40 love when he makes those
Yeah.
mistakes.
When I've been working with McEnroe and during Davis Cup, I mentioned to him to stop running through the volleys, bend down a little bit more. He gets careless once in a while. McEnroe leads 5-2 in the third set.
Quiet, please. Thank you.
Attendance records have been set. Another one was set today by the crowd that was on hand for this. Overall attendance over 305,000.
First time they've ever been
15
over
love.
300,000.
First time since 1953 that two Americans have been in a final. And first time, there are the attendance figures. First time ever that two New Yorkers have ever been in the final.
All.
Not too much you can say about that shot. It sort of spoke for itself.
Hit right on the line. You could see it skid.
30-15.
You could see the ball skid. McEnroe should have taken a swing at it.
He's right on top of it.
Take another look. See it right on the line. It's skid right off.
You're right, Tony. I think that hit the line too.
When it's that close, whether that would actually hit the line or not, you've got to make a play and then argue about the call later. 30-15.
Vitas coming out in this game and suddenly hitting some nice firm volleys. Instead of pushing that ball back, he's going for the lines on his volley. It's down the same end as his coach, Fred Stolle, and I'm sure that Fred has been yelling out to him right now, let's go for a few, try something.
Gerulaitis is held on.
McEnroe leads 5-3.
Those that are left in the crowd, and there are still quite a few, are making a lot of racket, encouraging or trying to encourage Vitas Gerulaitis.
McEnroe was serving at 5-3 in the third set against Connors. He had won the first two sets 6-3, 6-3, and he admitted later he choked. He didn't get many first serves in. He lost that game and finally won the third set in the match 7-5.
That first serve really sailed.
Yeah, that wasn't too close. Good shot by McEnroe.
15 love.
Some Gerulaitis fans hoping that ball was out.
He didn't really argue too much, though. He looked at the linesman one time and then just kept walking. 15 love.
Shot by Gerulaitis.
Don't leave yet.
15 all.
It was one of the best forehand returns of the match and one of the best backhand passing shots that he's hit in the match.
went for the top spin.
He should have lobbed. He's got McEnroe sitting right on top of the net, and he keeps trying to pass him. Guy's too close to the net to pass.
Also very quick at that net. Quick hands, wow.
He started lobbing, I think, back early in the second set or at the end of the first set, and has hardly hit a lob since.
It's wide. Volley missed. Good return by Gerulaitis.
Got to hand it to him under pressure. He's come up with 4 great service returns.
Crowd getting behind Gerulaitis. We want him to get it back into this match.
Well, he went for a big one then, didn't he?
Out in his break point for Gerulaitis.
Okay, Tony, I know what you think now. Get a good first serve in with
30,
some spin
40.
on it and move into the net quickly. I think he's going to go for another big one.
If I was tuned into him, I would suggest that he spin one into the body tight. Don't go wide, don't go up the middle. Play right at him and get in close.
What now if you were tuned in to Gerulaitis?
DEUCE.
What would you tell him to do?
You got to keep going after that return. You can't, you know, it's been proven that you can't just block it back and beat a guy like McEnroe who's closing in quickly. So he's got to keep making some returns. He's done that real well this game.
Hasn't missed a service return in this game. He's hit some good ones too.
And match point for McEnroe. Sort of clenched his fist to say, I've finally gotten here.
Tried a big slider, drag it down into the net.
Championship to McEnroe.
The heck with a racket.
John McEnroe, 7-5, 6-3, 6-3.
John McEnroe in straight sets over Vitas Gerulaitis, 7-5, 6-3, 6-3. The men's singles champion, 1979.
Congratulations on your U.S. Open victory, and I just have to wonder if in your teenage years of not so long ago, very nearby this stadium, you thought you might be here at age 20 playing for the U.S. Open Championship.
I never thought that, but I have to. I mean, I'm not the young Tracy Austin, so I feel like an old man here.
Well, you're the youngest in modern times since Pancho Gonzalez in 1948. Were you aware of that?
I wasn't aware of that. It doesn't really matter to me. I mean, I don't care. I'm very happy the way I played during the tournament, and I'm very happy the way I played today. I played pretty solid in pressure, and could barely breathe at the end of the match, but I still got through.
What kind of strategy had you planned for Vitas? He's quick like you. He can certainly cover the court.
I'll try to hit the ball as hard as I could on the return because you give him time, he's going to win most of the points on his volley, and if I could catch him off guard, maybe the second shot I could win. And the advantage was I just was serving better than he was, and I had a lot more break points, and I took advantage of it more.
You chucked your racket about 100 feet in the air when you won. How big a victory was this compared to your others?
The biggest, by far the biggest. I mean, this is the first major title, and I hope I can win one more in the future, but this is good enough right now.
How about your family? What did Dad say when he went over there?
He didn't say anything. I couldn't say anything. No one said anything. We were just all happy, and I don't even know what to say right now.
Congratulations to you, John. An outstanding victory and a most exciting tennis match for our CBS fans.
Thank you.
John McEnroe, the U.S. Open men's champion, joining Tracy Austin as the U.S. Open women's champion here on CBS this afternoon. And we'll be back here at the National Tennis Center, Flushing Meadow, in just a moment.
Here's the way it was done. John McEnroe.
We're isolated on McEnroe at match point. Good stab on the volley, and that ball by Gerulaitis is out. The racket goes up. McEnroe, 7-5, 6-3, 6-3. Let's hear him.
I want to thank, first of all my friends over there that came out. Some are on the court, and some are on the top. Some can't even see the match, but that's the best. The players' tickets are pretty far up, so next year you bring binoculars. Anyway, I want to thank everyone involved, the USTA, and this is by far the biggest win I've ever had. And I'm sorry it had to be Vitas, because he's a good friend of mine, and I am happy he didn't play the best he's ever played. But I'm sure in the future we'll have a lot more matches, and of course I want the result to be the same as today, but I'm sure we'll have a lot of close matches in the future, and I'm sure he'll win some. So thank you again, and I hope to see everyone here next year. Thank you.